Sorry, what thoughts on 2022? Oh, my thoughts on 2022. I'm not sure if you really need my thoughts or if you just need to look at the image in front of you. Everybody just needs to look at this image, and this sums up my 2022. This, over my shoulder, me, Switchblade Jay White, the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. That sums up my 2022. That sums up my thoughts. You don't need anything else other than this image right here. But if you want my thoughts, I'm always happy to give them. My thoughts on 2022. How did we start out? I wasn't even in Japan. Yet I was making the biggest waves in the professional wrestling industry from the United States. Spending my time at Impact, AEW, New Japan Strong. Then I come back wrestling Don Taco and I bring the Good Brothers with me. The reunion of Bullet Club on the anniversary of Bullet Club. Jay White, the catalyst of professional wrestling, changing the game once again with Bullet Club behind me. My thoughts on 2022. Where'd we go from there? Oh, that's right. I then, in one night, at the same time, I beat the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada, Hangman Adam Page, and my good friend Adam Cole. Where did we go from there? We went to the G1. Oh, Tama had his moment. But then I had mine at Ryogoku. Now here we are. And it's between me and Okada the Coward. Winding down to Wrestle Kingdom, he wants to usher in a new era. It's the Switchblade era, and that will not change. It's been the Switchblade era in 2022, and in 2023, it's going to be the same. There's my thoughts. But most important of all, the thought that stays at the forefront of my mind, and it should be at the forefront of everybody's mind, was earlier in 2022. When I said what I was going to do with Bullet Club. I was going to make Bullet Club reach heights it hasn't reached before. And now as 2022 is almost wrapping up, look what I've done with it. Good Brothers back in WWE. Bullet Club is bigger than ever. I did what I said I was going to do. Make Bullet Club the biggest ever, become the champion. And I did what I said I was going to do. I told you so. Bullet Club has stretched across all of the 4 major companies this year. And I don't like to toot my own horn, but that's all thanks to the catalyst of professional wrestling. You have Bullet Club in Impact, AEW, WWE, and New Japan Pro Wrestling. I think that's unheard of. So wrestling world, you are welcome. Well, I've only had the one main event, so, it had to go one way or the other, whether that be a win or a loss. So, it's only one match, so let's not make it sound like I've done every main event for the last 10 years straight and I've lost every one of them, okay? That's one match. We have one more coming up. Sorry, I have one more main event coming up because it's me and that. There's no we about it. It's not about the fans behind me. It's all about myself and that main event. And I'd have it no other way. Because so long as I'm relying on myself, I know what I can do. I know how to beat Okada. I've done it time and time and time and time again because it's 4-1. And you can talk about me losing in the main event to Ibushi a couple of years ago. But I'll right that wrong. I'll right that wrong with Okada. I will make it 5-1. And the Switchblade era will continue. And if you want to talk about my history at Wrestle Kingdom, then well, let's not forget, a couple of years ago, I actually faced Okada at Wrestle Kingdom. Have we all forgotten what happened there? Record time, I believe it was 14 minutes thereabouts. I beat Okada on the biggest stage that we have, Tokyo Dome, Wrestle Kingdom. You want to bring up me losing in the main event? How about we bring up myself versus Okada on that record, especially at Wrestle Kingdom? See, that's a lot more relevant rather than my win-loss record in the one main event I had there. Let's not forget, it is 4-1. I beat him at Wrestle Kingdom before in record time, and it will be 5-1 after this one. In my mind, I've already done that. You want to talk about the G1. First off, who says I'm even going to be in the G1? When I hold this belt all the way through to that G1, maybe by that point I'll say, you know what, what's the point of me doing this tournament? I've held this for so long. I'm clearly so much better than everybody else. all you down there, you can fight each other for the right to face me. You know, they can be the G1 winner if they want, but the real honor will be stepping in the ring with Switchblade Jay White. But as I said, I've already won the G1. Let's not forget, a couple years ago, I took that briefcase from Ibushi. And it's very fitting that all of a sudden this year, that whole rule of the G1 winner defending their right against the person that, or people that have beat them in the tournament, all of a sudden, poof, that's gone. Where did that go? Oh, I can tell you exactly where that went. Okada said, hey guys, please, I'm really scared of Jonah. You know, I'm shaking, I'm trembling, I think I might lose the right to face the best wrestler in the world, Switchblade Jay White, at Wrestle Kingdom. So please, New Japan, can we please change that rule? How about I just have a match with Jonah, but I don't put up my #1 contendership? And look at that. Okada got exactly what he wanted. Okada, the coward. Yeah, this is the man that this company wants to get behind. This is the man that the fans want to get behind. There's nothing respectable about Okada, the coward, and how he has carried himself, and how he has stepped back from the biggest stages. He could have had his moment with Jonah. He could have put it all on the line, but he had to take the safe route. Come Wrestle Kingdom, I'll dispose of Okada the coward. I'll dispose and expose him for the coward that he is. What I've been saying this whole time, I'm going to open everybody's eyes. And they'll see the Okada that I've seen all along. Yeah, you're welcome for New Japan Strong. You see, New Japan Strong. How about, I'm going to put an invitation out to all the Japanese fans out there. You want to see what New Japan Strong is? Make a trip over to United States and come to a New Japan Strong show. And you'll see what New Japan professional wrestling is really meant to be. Not silence. Not silence out here. New Japan Strong, you see, when the world was all turning to shit, there was an opportunity for New Japan in the USA. And we took it. Off of my back, we took that opportunity, and look what we've done. The highlights of New Japan Pro Wrestling through 2022 have either been on, at, or through New Japan Strong. There's no lie there. I don't tell a lie. I tell the truth. And the truth is, New Japan Strong is much better than New Japan Pro Wrestling over here now. And that is thanks to the catalyst of professional wrestling. You know it all. You're welcome. Let me say this really simply rather. The progress and the success of New Japan Pro Wrestling in 2022, let me say this. Very simply, the progress and success of New Japan Pro Wrestling in 2022 is solely down to New Japan Strong. All the stuff, all the momentum that we've had, you know, working with companies like Impact, AEW, WWE, none of it happens without New Japan Strong. I'm neutral. I have neutral feelings towards Mr. Inoki-san. But however, Wrestle Kingdom is going to be dedicated to him. I know Okada has talked about it. But what better champion could Mr. Inoki want for the company that he created than the man that has the championship on his shoulder already? He doesn't want a guy like Okada, the coward, representing the company that he created. Now, if that happens, I'm sure Mr. Inoki would be rolling over in his grave. But don't worry, it's not going to happen. Because at the end of Wrestle Kingdom, dedicated to Mr. Inoki, I'll still be standing the champion. And I'll tell everybody, again, that the world still breathes with the Switchblade. Because it's still my era. It is the Switchblade era. Ich ni san da. I never met the man myself, but I think it's safe to say that he would be pretty proud of the work that I'm doing and how I'm continuing to run this company that he created. Now, I'm sure for the company he created, as I said, I'm sure that he would much rather have a champion that stands up, speaks out, and wants this place to move forward, not a guy like Okada that just wants to sit back and stay silent. Can I compare myself and what I've done to what Mr. Inoki did? No, you know, as much as I would love to, he created this company at a very different time in this industry, so it's very hard to compare. Very different times, eras. I also didn't have to create a company myself. Although New Japan Strong, you know, some can maybe make the argument towards that. But at the same time, it's now that you look back on all the things he did that you can see all the things he did, and you have that respect for them, and you can admire them. For myself, we're still very much in the thick of my career and the things that I'm doing. And things that I'm doing, people aren't going to realize the relevance, significance of that until later down the track. Just very similar to Mr. Inoki. Maybe we didn't realize at the time the significance and how important and how relevant and the impact of the things that he was doing, the impact that they were having. I think maybe you can compare that to myself. People probably don't realize exactly the extent of the impact that the things I do have, the significance that they have, the relevance that they have, the effect that they have on this industry and everybody in it. I don't think people will truly be able to appreciate that until it's too late. You can do anything you want if you're well. Yeah, I would say I agree with that, but yeah, if you're well, if you're healthy, not only physically, but maybe more importantly, you got to be mentally well. And yes, anything you set your mind to, you can do. I'm a living, walking, breathing example of that. I wasn't born in USA or the UK or Japan, where there is a big wrestling scene. You have a very direct path to get to where you want to get to. No, I was in New Zealand. There is no wrestling scene there. There is no direct path. Maybe now a little bit more direct through the Fale Dojo to get here in New Japan Pro Wrestling. But when I was starting out, there was nothing like that. So I had to be mentally and physically, very clearly, still physically well to be able to leave my home, go over to the UK and just start fresh like that. So yeah, I agree with Mr. Inoki-san. You can do anything you want to if you're well. And, you know, I'm a walking example of that. So maybe I'll carry on Mr. Inoki's legacy by doing that. Okada wants to see who's going to lead. Well, let's just look at 2022 and who has been leading by example the entire time. He's wanted to stay here in Japan and play it safe and stay quiet. I mean, no, I speak out. I know the fans, they want to cheer, so I tell them to. Over in the States, we're making moves, taking risks, spreading Bullet Club in New Japan, everywhere. I've been leading by example this entire year. Now Okada, he wants to now say that he's going to lead off the work that I have done, leading by example as the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. All the momentum, you have to thank me, and now Okada wants to capitalize on that. I'm not going to let that happen. I'm not going to let him rob me of what is mine. It's not going to happen. He wants to say, let's see who's going to lead this place. Well, I've been leading this place, and I'm not going to let him come in and try to take the credit for what I have done. Am I confident? I know that's the one thing that I don't think I'm ever lacking is confidence. You know, that comes from knowing, you know, like we said, you know, being well physically, but also mentally, that comes from me knowing how good I am. As you can see, never lacking in confidence. So when it comes to leading New Japan into the 51st year and concluding the 50th anniversary of New Japan Pro Wrestling, what better way to cap off those 50 years than myself holding this up over the phony, coward Okada? What better way? Am I confident? Sure. It's more than that. I know how to beat that man. I know I will beat that man. And I know that leading into the 51st year of New Japan Pro Wrestling, I'm confident. I know that the Switchblade era will continue. Maybe I'll take some time off and I'll go and see Chris Bay and Ace Austin and Impact. Maybe I'll go and hang out with Rock R, Juice Robinson over at AEW. Maybe I'll go and have a couple of beers with the Good Brothers over at WWE. But when I beat Okada, me being me, I can do whatever I want. And 2023, I'll prove that. Or maybe I'll even bring all of them, Chris, Ace, Juice, Good Brothers. Maybe I'll bring them all over to New Japan Strong. We can have a little USA Bullet Club reunion party. Easy. You know, it's 4-1. What do you mean, what's it like? No. See, Okada, he's not bad, and that is why I beat him, because I give him that respect, you know? I know how good he can be. Hell, I know better than him how good he can be. He's not even as good as he can be yet. Hell, if he were to come under my wing, maybe Okada should come and join Bullet Club. You know, like I joined Chaos. Maybe he should come and join Bullet Club. I could teach him a thing or two. And I could really show the Rainmaker the heights that he could reach. You look at what I've managed to do over here in Japan. Imagine if we managed to tap into everything that he could really do. If he had me in his ear, if he just listened to Switchblade Jay White, maybe Okada the Rainmaker would be even bigger than he already is. But that's the thing, I know Okada's good. I have that respect for him in the ring. Others don't, I don't think. Not always, and that's why maybe they end up losing, but no, I have no problem admitting he's good. He's not me. Anything that I want to say to Okada? Do you remember Okada? You remember when 2018, January, after Wrestle Kingdom, after New Year's Dash, and you brought me into Chaos. And I remember sitting there, and I told you that I would come for you. I would come for you, and I was going to take the championship from you. And look where we are now. Now, Okada, it is you coming for me. But the result will not be the same as when I was coming for you, because you, Okada, are not me. I am. Okada, it will be 5-1 in the Switchblade era. Okada the Coward will continue. Okada, the world, fans, wrestlers alike, a lot of them consider you the best professional wrestler in the world. And time again, when I get in that ring with you, I prove them and you wrong. I will show that at Wrestle Kingdom. Okada, you get your chance. You get one more chance. This is your last chance to try and prove them right. But you have a fucking monster standing in front of you. And Okada, the lengths that I'm willing to go to keep this, you can't even fathom. Okada, it's your last chance. And listen to me when I tell you, it's not going to end well for you.
新日本プロレス50周年ファイナルダブルメインイベント J ホワイト VS 岡田和親ウィル・オスプレイ VS ケリー・オメガ 1.4 東京ドーム新日本プロレスワールドで生中継